This is Dabu 7, tracking some of the latest military movement across the globe. We have a U.S. Navy strike group that is going to be moving toward the Western Pacific, and I guess different ships coming from different areas are going to gather near the Korean Peninsula, and they're saying this is because of the concerns growing about North Korea's advanced weapons program. Now, we've gone back and forth on this whole thing with Korea already. We've heard four-star generals make statements that the biggest and most likely thing you're going to see come out of this is them taking strikes on their nuclear facilities to try to take out those components. Earlier this month, they tested a liquid fuel Scud missile, and it only traveled a fraction of how far it should have went. Now, the strike group, called Carl Vinson, includes an aircraft carrier that will be making its way from Singapore toward the Korean Peninsula. Now, they say that they're trying to build up a presence here because if they do anything, they want to have hands on deck to pull off whatever it is that they're planning on countering. They have this aircraft carrier heading to this vicinity, and they say this year they have repeatedly indicated that they're going to launch an intercontinental ballistic missile test or something similar, and possibly as soon as April 15th, which is a big day in North Korea. It's the 105th birthday of North Korea's founding president, and it's celebrated annually as the Day of the Sun. So as far as Trump and the Chinese president are concerned, he's trying right now to put pressure on them. Of course, in the end, sanctions against China is not going to work to try to make them do anything because a lot of the produce and everything that comes into North Korea is coming from China. You have the tensions in the South China Sea. You have the Philippines that just sent troops out to some of those islands. You have India building up, spending billions on the border with China. So, if something big does go down in North Korea and that regime falls, it really will be big time if they start launching bombs and it's all-out war, because they can strike certain facilities, but if they cross the border in some kind of invasion or an attack with troops, which last-ditch attempt, that's what Kim Jong-un could try to order up. If all of his nuke places get zapped, knocked out, he could try to send waves across the border and then waves of missiles as well. I truly don't think that if they hit him and they don't take out all of his capabilities to launch right out the gate and get every one of them, if he's got one hidden somewhere, they're going to launch it at South Korea. It won't be at the United States. It'll be at the main base where they're underground in South Korea. So, for the longest time, I've kind of felt like you're going to see a mushroom cloud, big bombs dropped on that Korean peninsula. And it seems like we're inching closer and closer to it. If they get the right ships sitting there off the coast, then they can launch at any given time once they're in position. So the key thing here is they're getting into position. We still have warships in the Mediterranean, the whole Syria situation. There's talk there that's coming from this girl, Partisan Girl, where the first tweets came out saying that the U.S. just invaded Syria from Jordan 51 minutes ago. Then we see right here, so far I can only confirm that these armored forces have mounted up there near the border, and then says it's usual to have U.S. Special Forces moving on the Jordan-Syrian border. However, this armored force with at least 20 UNID armor, and then it cuts out. So, as far as a confirmation there, I haven't seen it yet in terms of invading from the Jordanian border. That is the same place that the ISIL militants launched from, there in Turkey. But I will update with information if I see anything that changes, any confirmation. I'll leave links below. This has been Dabu 7.